Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. Yeah. Happy New Year 2023. I said 2022 for me was a very hard year. It was very difficult. It was a roller coaster of a year. I was just down. I was so down. Like, even getting up in the morning to be able to get ready to even go out, it was a struggle. It was a year where I felt very lonely because I'd experienced so much loss, hurt, pain, disappointment, and all of these things. I felt like there was nobody that I was able to speak to because I felt like nobody will understand what I was going through. I learned a lot about myself too, and this is what I learned. If there's one thing about me, I'm a no nonsense type of person. I like order and I like things to be done proper. Do you know what I mean? And even though in itself that's not bad, but I realized that I didn't extend grace to others as much as I should have. And when things went wrong, I was very quick to snap. I was very quick to, be aggressive, like, in your face and literally tell you what I thought. And what I was thinking, I wasn't afraid to tell you. Communication is very important. The way you conduct yourself, your tone of voice, and the words that you use can really make or break a situation. And I realized that I could have done and I should have done things better. But also I learned that because so much was going on, there was just so much chaos all around, I was really in my feelings. In every situation where I was reacted through my feelings. And I was lacking wisdom. And I built this attitude where it was just like, you know what, you come and disturb my peace, block, delete you, don't care about you, whatever. I wish you well, but just put you to the side. It's not wise and it's not even Christ-like. Do you know what I mean? Because I can't even believe I'm saying this, because this is me being very vulnerable, guys. I'm being very vulnerable, but it's just giving you the raw and the real. At the end of the day, we are still humans and we are still learning. We make mistakes. And once we make our mistakes, it's always good to reflect, think back, and take responsibility for ourselves and our actions and say, you know what, I could have reacted better here, so next time this is what I'm going to do. When I reacted aggressively and snappy and quick to cut people off, quick to just boom, I'm done with you, whatever. You stay in your corner, I stay in mine. Don't come and disturb my peace. I ain't gonna try and come and disturb your peace either. And that was actually me reacting out of being offended. That was really like the spirit of offense. It's important to have boundaries, but having an attitude where you're just like, oh, snip, cut. Yes, in some certain cases, that's what you will possibly have to do, and it's not wrong. But telling somebody your mind and what you think, and you're literally hurting the other person, that's not wise, because you're making the matter worse. I look back now and then just think, there's so many things I look back and I just sit down, I'm just like, I actually would have done this better. Instead of reacted instantly, I would have just sat down, taken a day or even a week, or even it has to take me a month just to reflect over everything, pray as well for my heart, make sure that my heart was right first before reacting. And I didn't do that. I reacted out of emotion, I reacted aggressively. I know and I'm sure that I offended and hurt a few people. Reacting out of offense, it also just showed like pride, so I thought, okay, yeah, me reacting like that, looking back now, back then I didn't realize it, but looking back now, I realized that was actually prideful. I pray, Lord, forgive me. These are the mistakes that I made. These are the lessons that I learned. And right now I'm just learning to be more gracious with people and more patient with others as well, and not be so quick to just react because I'm offended, or thinking like, oh, who do you think you're talking to, kind of thing. Like, oh, do you know who I am? I'm not like that, but my attitude, that's what it was portraying. And I say this openly and honestly because I look back now, I'm just like, Manuela, you should have done better. You should have done better because you know better. Also, another thing that I learned, because I was so down and I wasn't myself, I'd went days and weeks and even months not picking up my Bible, not being able to read, not even being able to pray. Because I was so frustrated, I was so annoyed, I was so angry. And last year, there was a big part of it where I was really angry at God. But I can't say to God, like, oh, I'm angry at you, I'm mad at you, da 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 da, no, God this, God that. I find it hard to say it. But my heart posture and my attitude demonstrated it, if you know what I mean. And even though at times I'll try to pray and I'll try to journal and I'll try to just dodge the bullet and dodge the actual situation, God really sees inside. I'm not even gonna lie, most times when I went to church, I didn't even want to be there. And this is me, again, saying the real, the raw. This is unfiltered. This is just me being honest. Sometimes we put unnecessary burdens upon ourselves, but when all God wants is just for us to just come into his presence as we are. He's not expecting us to, whilst we're in pain, to come into his presence, to be praising and glorifying him and saying all these great things. Lord, you are seated on high, you are marvelous, I magnify you, you are magnified, you are majestic. Let me tell you one thing, God already knows that. We're not telling God anything new. He knows who he is. When we're vulnerable, that's when we're able to confess. We're able to confess the true matters of our hearts and what we're feeling, how we think. And it matters to God. Like, it really, really matters to God. That's why he's our Father. He's our Father. He's our daddy. He wants to hear how we're doing. He wants to hear how we feel. Even if we feel upset with him, he's not going to strike you and kill you. Yeah, that's kind of like the mentality I had. He's not going to come and strike you and kill you because he cares too much about you. His thoughts towards you are good. So if you're not in a good position, you're not in a good state, his thought for you are good. So he wants to know. True say he already knows, but he wants you to confess it. He wants you to say it. So once you confess it and you say it, it's like as though now you're giving him the ability, like not the ability, but you're giving him, like, for lack of a better word, the permission to now move in you and say, Lord, Father God, honestly is how I feel. I have no remedy for this. I have no solution. You are my solution. You are my remedy. Lord, I cry out to you. I cry out for help. And I cry out praying to you, please come and help me. And he will. I didn't know how to pray anymore because I didn't even know what to pray. Like, sometimes I'll just come into his presence and it's just like tears that want to flow. But even with the tears flowing, without me even saying it, all that's going through my mind and my heart is just like, oh, I'm tired of crying. I don't even want to cry because I'm tired of crying. And that's how it was. But then the Lord just said to me, you know what? My grace is sufficient for you. And my mercy renews itself every day for you. Take it a step at a time, a day at a time. What you can do today, do that. And so I wasn't able to, previously I could come into the presence of God and say, okay, I'm just going to spend half an hour and end up spending 2 hours, or just say I'm just going to come into the presence of God and spend quite a considerable amount of time. Not that I'm measuring or timing it, because I don't really believe in that. Like, why are we timing and measuring how much time we spend in God's presence? Like, what's the point? We're supposed to be doing that anyways, and one day in his courts is better than 1,000 elsewhere. So why measure? Anyways, whatever. Let me just get back to what I'm saying. So just to say that before, I used to be able to pray. At this period, it was just like, before even entering his presence, I was already wanting to leave because I didn't want to be there. But I took it day by day. I said, okay, let me just pray for 10 minutes today. If there's 10 minutes I can pray, let me just express my heart to God for 10 minutes. I do not know what to read in my Bible right now, so let me just carry on where I left off. But this time around, like the revelations on books that I've already read, even books that I haven't read maybe for the past 3 or even maybe 5 years, that the revelations that just hit me on my head, it was just like, it was so beautiful. And my hunger and my thirst to spend time with God came back, and that desire that I was longing came back again. And also, you know, I found myself praying more and all of that, and it's just so amazing. I'm just really grateful to God, and I'm just sharing this hoping that it can help you. And overall, I crown 2022 as peace in the midst of chaos, because when I say my life was just going upside down, it was just going upside down. It was just so much. The spiritual warfare was a lot, but I had to pray for peace. And in the midst of the chaos, God's peace truly kept me. Whilst I drew to the end of 2022, I just felt a shift. I felt a great shift, that even though there's chaos all around, the peace of God surrounds me, and God literally carried me through 2022. I hope that with everything that I shared a lot, I said a lot, but I just hope that you can take at least something from it to be able to encourage you. And I just, you know, hope and pray and believe for you that in this year 2023, God will do great and amazing things. And even if you find yourself in the midst of chaos, I pray for God's peace to be your portion. Yeah. If this video has blessed you, feel free to share it with someone. And you know, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure please subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you in my next video. So have a wonderful day, night, evening, dawn, wherever you are, and